And what would the mindset of the selectors be? Because if they want 3 spinners and Cameron Green is to play, does that mean one of Pat Cummins or Mitchell Starc would have to be omitted? I mean, that's ludicrous. Cummins must play.
Oh, he absolutely should. Pat Cummins should definitely play. And that's the thing, the Australian selectors have really made their own bed by that crazy decision to drop Travis Head to start with in the lead up to that first test match, because that would have surprised majority of people within the team, for them to be looking over their shoulder. Yes. And one of the most important things for the leaders of any environment is to be able to create a fearless environment. So people aren't thinking about, well, because the decisions that are being made, what if I don't perform, then gosh, I might not be playing next week. And by the decisions that selectors made in this first test, before the first test with Travis Head not playing, then there's going to be repercussions all the way through, and hopefully there's just a bit of calm. Yeah. There's a bit of calm. The selectors have made their call on that first test match with Travis Head, and there needs to be calm for this second test match, just knowing that they can't just keep chopping and changing players because people just start looking over their shoulders, playing for themselves, and that's not the team environment that is performing at their best.
Do you pick 2 off-spinners because you can't omit Todd Murphy now? Do you omit Nathan Lyon and pick a left-arm finger spinner, Ashton Agar, or the 26-year-old who went to the Southport School, Matthew Kuhneman? I mean, these are dilemmas, aren't they?
They are. You can see, and it was a good call from the Australian selectors to pick their 2 best spinners. Yes, they're 2 off spinners. Todd Murphy has come with huge raps with his ability to be able to control where he bowls the ball, and he bowled very nicely in the first test match. Yes, it's not ideal with having 2 bowlers, spin bowlers, turning it the same way, but you do need to pick your best 2 bowlers. Unfortunately, Ashton Agar the test match that he played in Sydney didn't instill a lot of confidence with the way he bowled in that test match. Unfortunately, he didn't bowl anywhere near his best. So the selectors certainly would have been reluctant to play him in that first test match.
But he's a bit of an all-rounder, though. He can bat and everything, and a really lovely chap, Ashton Agar. Now, this chapter, the brain is like a muscle, you say. How can we deplete our mental energy? Now, this is critical for young people, isn't it, making their way in life, because you've also got 2 chapters here. One is the demon of expectation. Now, you faced that right throughout your cricket career. And there's another one, anxiety affects performance. Now, you've been down both those roads. What are you saying to the young people and to parents out there?
Yeah, the chapter around the brain is like a muscle is all around understanding that your brain is like a muscle and you've only got a certain amount of mental energy every single day. To be able to access all the skills that you've got, to be able to tap into your unconscious mind, which is where all of your talent, all that information that you have sits. You need to be able to have as much mental energy as you possibly can to be able to make decisions, to be able to pull and tap into that incredible skill set that you work so hard to develop. So by understanding that you need to have as much mental energy as possible, you need to understand how you deplete that. And most of the time it's overstimulating your mind, whether that's through scrolling through social media, whether that's through gaming, whether that's through overthinking situations.
Worrying. Just worrying.
Absolutely. Overthinking situations and worrying.
Yeah.
Instead of actually understanding that you can redirect that thought, that script, that little bird that's sitting on your shoulder, which you are actually in control of. And that's the one thing that once I understood that I'm in control of that little bird and that little script, that internal dialogue that's always inside your mind, that you are actually in control if you want to take control, that redirecting your script away from the worry and the overthought instead of just being present and what do I need to do right now to be able to bring the best version of myself to what I'm doing right at that moment.
And there are so many kids out there that are worried, are anxious, and this is why it's a book for you.